Okay, guys, welcome back. If you remember in the last tutorial, we created our first database. We created tables in them, and then we inserted rows into those tables. So in this tutorial, what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn more about how to filter data in tables or in our database. So to find the database we created, you're gonna click on schemas, and in the schemas, you're gonna find all the databases you've created. So in this case, you're gonna find the data hub we created. So you're going to tap to extend the tables, and you would find the tables we created, which were grades and students. So um, since we need to specify to our database what database we're trying to query from or use, in this case, we're going to run use and the name of the database you created. So use data hub, then you run the query. So now we are inside our database. So let's go back to see what we had in those tables. This is where you run the select queries. So you select everything from students. This is our first table. So that's our student table. We had 6 rows in it, and I'm just going to run the same query to see what we had in our grades table. Okay, great. This was our grades table. So in this tutorial, we're going to talk about filtering data in a table. We just run the select query, which showed us everything in the table, but we don't always want to see everything in the table. Let's take the student table, for instance. Maybe we just want to see students who attend MSU or NYU, or maybe we just want to see students who are below the age of 20. That is where a where clause comes to play. So let me give you an example. Like we said earlier, we want to see students who only attend MSU. Let's see how that query would look like. So I'm going to run select everything from students where school is equal to MSU. Don't forget your semicolon. Let's see how this is going to work. Right, so our table goes from having 6 rows to 3 rows. It filtered the student table, showing us students who who attend just MSU. So let's run the query showing everything in the students again. This is what we have. We have our 6 rows here, and then when you run it with the filter where to show students who attend MSU, it narrows it down to just 3 rows. So we usually know the select goes with the from keyword. So when you run select, you tell your database what you are selecting from, then you move to the keyword where, which tells your database what you're filtering from where. So you're selecting students, you're selecting everything from student. You're selecting every rows, every column from student where the school is equal to MSU. And if you see here, we use single quotes, not double quotes in this case. So always remember that. So the where allows us filter from a table. It's like telling SQL, show me only the rows that meets this condition. So in our case here, it's like telling our database or SQL, telling it, show me everything from students table where school is MSU. So it pulls up just rows that meet this condition. Let's try running a few more queries that uses the where statement to understand better how this works. Let's use the grades table in this case. This is our initial grade table. Let's try find students who have A as their grade. So we do select everything from grades. Grades, sorry, just need to, where letter grade equal to A, let's do 8 plus. Let's run this and we get 2 rows. So once again, we are telling SQL we want you to pull up rows that meet this condition here, and our condition is where the letter grade is A plus, right? So we only have two rows in this case. It doesn't show everything from the table any longer. It just shows the rows that meet this condition. So another way we can filter from a table is the use of combined filters. When I talk about combined filters in this case, I'm talking about the and or filters. Maybe you've not done some coding, but if you have done some mathematics, you probably have an understanding of the and or keywords and what they mean. But if you do not, that's why we're here. We're going to make it so easy for you to understand. Let's take the and keyword in this case. So when you're using the and keyword to filter through data, let's take it in the grades table, for instance. We So let's use the grades table, for instance, and using the N filter. Let's take it that you're trying to find students who had grade A plus and were also taught by Dr. Pi, right? This is two filters, like this is two things you're trying to get, and you're trying to get both using the and keywords. In this case, if you use and, it's more like saying, um, show me students who had A plus and were taught by Dr. Pi. If you use the and keyword in this case, it means all has to be true to work, right? So if you find a student, in this case, if you find a student who had A plus but wasn't taught by Dr. Pi, that row is not going to appear in your results. Let me use a more simpler term. Let's take it that you come up to me or you write a code, maybe you have a recipe book and you're like, oh, show me students who love jollof rice and also love burger, right? In that case, it would only pull up students who love both jollof rice and burger. If you have students who love just jollof rice and don't love burger, those students' names are not going to come up. So let's try running a code in this case to see if it would make more sense. So we say select everything from grades where letter grade equal to A plus and prof name is equal to Dr. Pi and your semicolon. What do you think this is going to show? Let's run it. When I run this, I only get one row, right? But then let's try running the grades, getting everything from the grades table again. Okay, so this is Dr. Pi. He teaches accounting. This is Dr. Pi again. He teaches supply chain. And in this case, our query was trying to find this row, which is letter grade and prof name. We're trying to find students who had A plus for as letter grade, and then were also taught by Dr. Pi. And when we run it, we only get one row. And that is how the end keyword works. And this is how the end keyword works. It only works when both conditions are true. So if letter grade is A and professor's name is Dr. Pi, show us those rows that qualify for this condition. Some might say, oh, what if I just want to see, I'm just throwing out conditions and it should just show me it. So it should show me if the letter grade is A and then the professor's name is not Dr. Pi. It should still show me that row. That is where the all keywords come to play. So what the all does is if you tell it, oh, do you want jollof rice? Or show me people who love jollof rice or burger, it's going to pull up everyone who loves jollof rice and everyone who loves burger, right? Just one of the condition needs to be true. So let's try doing it for this case. So let's say where letter grade is A or prof name is Dr. Pi. So what this query is going to do is it's going to pull up rows for each condition. If a condition passes for this check, it's going to pull it up. If another condition passes for this, it's going to pull it up as well. both don't need to be true for it to show the row. So let's run it and see what happens. So when we run the same query with the OR filter, this is what happens. It's going to show you every row where the professor name is Dr. Pi. In this case, we have this row where the professor's name is Dr. Pi, but the grade is B. But that doesn't matter because we are telling our query, we're telling our code, oh, so far as this condition checks, pull up rows for it. I don't care if the letter grade has C, F, or whatever. So far as the prof's name is Dr. Pi, pull up that row. When you check here, so we have grade A plus, but professor's name is not Dr. Pi. That is the whole explanation of the all keyword. It pulls up so far as the other condition is true. So the student got A plus for DBMS, even though the professor is not Dr. Pi, it's still going to pull up that row. So that is how the AND filter works. If both are true, then show me the rows that qualifies for it. But with the keyword, but with the or filter, it's saying if either is true, show me rows. So if letter grade is A and professor name is anything else, show me the rows. And if professor name is Dr. Pi and the letter grade is anything else, I don't mind. So far as the row has professor's name as Dr. Pi, show me those rows. So far as the letter grade is A plus, I don't care about anything else in the other columns. Show me those rows. I hope that makes sense. Let's try running a few more queries using the student table. So let's see how our student table looks like once again. So this is our student table, right? This is our student table. We have students who attend MSU, NYU, St. Olaf, St. Thomas, and others. So in this case, let's try finding students who attend MSU and are over the age of 25. Whoa, are we pressured? So in this case, let's do select everything from students where where the name, sorry, not name, where school is equal to MSU and the is age is greater than 23. So you might probably ask, why didn't I put the 23 in quotes? If you remember from our last tutorial, I said every data type which is an integer, you can just write it without putting it in quotes. So let's try running this and see what output we get from it. So when we run it, we see we get only 2 rows, and that is because both conditions need to be true. School needs to be MSU and age needs to be greater than 23. So another thing we haven't really done is filtering from the column. Let's say that we don't want to show all these columns and we just want to show the name using the same query we just did. So we just want to show the name from the students table where the school is MSU and the age is greater than 23. So in this instance, we only get the name column. It just ignores the student ID, age, and school columns and returns the name column. So as you can see, we only get 2 names from there. So it means only Nana and Hakeem from MSU and are older than 23. And when we run name from students without any where clause, it shows us just the name column from the students table. I hope this was easy for you guys to follow and understand. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.